My name is Michael Anthony. Until his death a few years ago, I was executive secretary to the fabulously wealthy John Beresford Tipton. This is Silverstone, the 60,000-acre estate on which Mr. Tipton lived out the last years of his life. Here he had ample time to indulge his many hobbies, the strangest of which was his habit of giving away the anonymous gift of $1 million.
You sent for me, sir?
Mike, ever have a town named after you?
I've never deserved that honor, sir.
Well, I don't know that I've deserved it either, but this little town, high in the Rockies, has now rechristened itself Tipton.
Quite a distinction, sir, to have a whole town named after you.
Indeed it is, Mike. Difficult to live up to an honor like that. Some men have found it impossible. Our next millionaire.
Mitchelton was named after Jerry Mitchell's grandfather. When Jerry was called into the service, he left behind his father's prosperous business. His father died while Jerry was in Korea. And on Jerry's return, he found the factory had collapsed under the weight of debts following his father's death. Jerry's inheritance, 1/3 ownership in the plant, was now worthless stock.
But you never wrote me a word about the plant closing.
What could you have done, Jerry?
We talked about it, but, well, your brothers decided you had enough on your mind.
We did what there was to do.
Which wasn't much.
Well, I know you did all you could. But I remember when I used to come up here, when I'd spent my allowance, and I needed something very important, like a horn for my new bike. I usually got a lecture, but I always got what I needed. Then when he needed something, I wasn't here. Well, I'm here now to help. I'm taking this uniform off today.
Glad you're back home, Jerry. Would you mind helping me take this down? Linda and I'd like this picture of Dad if you boys don't object.
No, I don't mind. But I mean, I'm really going to help. Help settle things, pay up Dad's debts.
Dad's debts?
Dad didn't have any debts, Jerry. He was declared bankrupt.
I don't care what he was declared. He wouldn't have wanted people to lose because of him. Now, everybody in this town has always looked up to Dad, and they're not going to stop now.
Jerry, Dad's name is legally in the clear.
Legally, yes. But how would he have felt about all those people losing their money? Don't we owe him something? Jim, you're a lawyer, and Alan is a doctor. And I've been so educated, I ought to be president of something. Don't you think it's about time we paid him back a little?
But, Jerry, he owed half the town.
Hey, I know just how we can do it. I just took a job with the Midland Insurance Company. Now, we can set up a fund. I'll put in 25% of my salary. And you boys can do whatever you like.
Jerry, do you know how much Dad owed?
That isn't the point. It may take us years.
$975,000.
How much?
$975,000.
So, maybe we never get it paid up. But that isn't important. What is important is that at least we make the effort.
For how many generations to come?
I don't know, and I don't care. But this generation is going to start right now. It's the least I can do for Dad. Besides, it'll be good for me.
Are you Jerome Mitchell?
Yes, I am.
Well, my name is Michael Anthony. May I come in?
Oh, sure. I'm working on my budget.
Having trouble?
Well, nothing that $1 million wouldn't cure.
Well, then, I'm sure I can be of some help to you. I have something here for you. It's a cashier's check for $1 million. Please, look at it.
But Dad's estate is bankrupt, wasn't it?
Oh, it's not an inheritance. It's a gift, tax paid.
But why me? Who'd give me $1 million?
The donor insists on remaining anonymous. But the money is yours if you will sign this agreement, pledging not to reveal the source or the exact amount of this money, on penalty of forfeiture.
It says here I can tell my wife.
Well,
I haven't got one.
if you do marry, you may tell your wife.
$1 million? You sure you want to give me all this?
Quite sure. Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank me. Thank you, Mr. Anthony. But isn't there anything else? I mean, I just signed the paper and that's it? This is all mine?
It's all yours. Goodbye and good luck, Mr. Mitchell.
Hello?
Hello, Linda. This is Jerry. I gotta speak to, my brother.
Well, your brother is taking a bath.
Was he wet?
Well, from here, I can hear him singing Home on the Range, if that's any indication.
Well, listen, I've got to speak to him. It's terribly urgent.
Well, I'll toss him in the dryer, and I'll have him call right back.
Now, right away.
All right, right away.
$1 million. $1 million lovely bucks. Just when I needed it. I guess everybody always needs $1 million. Oh, your dad would have been so proud of you for paying everything back. $1 million lovely bucks.
Hello, Big Shot.
What do you mean, big shot?
Well, you're gonna pay off the whole family debt by yourself, aren't you?
Well, then?
Well, then it'll take just about every cent, won't it?
Yeah.
So you better not throw your budget away yet. And maybe in a couple of years, if you save real hard, you'll be able to make a down payment on that car you want.
What car?
Don't kid me. That sports car in the window you've been looking at every day.
Oh, that car.
$1 million lovely bucks.
$1 million lovely bucks.
Your million lovely bucks. Yours. You realize that if you pay off the debt without any help from Alan and James, you won't be doing their characters any good.
Now, that makes sense.
But if you want to go ahead, destroy your brother's characters, grab all the glory for yourself, well, that's up to you.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Jerry?
Yeah.
This is Alan. What's up?
Oh, Alan, I wanted to tell you that I'm feeling much better.
You're feeling much better. Much better than what?
Well, I'm feeling so well that I think I can go to Palm Springs and settle a claim for my company. I thought you'd be interested.
Oh, I'm fascinated. I'm also freezing. Be sure and call us when you get back.
Well, I have to go away and think things over, don't I? I know, I said I'd do it,
But sometimes you talk too much.
yeah.
You know what you are?
What?
A coward. A big, fat, moral coward.
I'm not fat. Besides, I had to come down here tonight. I can't make such a big decision just like that. I have to think things over, don't I?
Well, yes, of course. What are you thinking over?
Well, I was just trying to think of something clever to say to you. Something like, where have you been all my life?
Well, that's fairly clever, but maybe you'd better think a little more.
Well, I don't mind thinking, but I'm going to need you for inspiration. I mean, tonight about 8 o'clock? I hate to have dinner by myself. Now, you wouldn't want me to spend my whole weekend in Palm Springs by myself, would you? Oh, what's so funny?
Oh, nothing really. I was just thinking that I'm sitting here with you eating your shrimp cocktail, and I don't know the first thing about you.
Well, what would you like to know?
What sort of work do you do?
Oh, well, I travel a lot.
Will you be in Palm Springs long?
No, I have to leave tomorrow night.
Oh.
I really love to stay. It's just that, well, I can't. A friend of mine is in a jam, and I have to help him out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot, Willie is. His name's Willie.
He's lucky to have a friend like you.
Yeah, Willie and I have always been pretty close. Whenever Willie's in a spot, it's my spot, too.
It's nice of you to help him.
You see, Willie's father died a while back and left him almost $1 million worth of debts behind. And my friend, Willie, well, at first, he thought he should pay it all back. And then, with one thing and another, well, he's confused.
Well, I'm sure you'll straighten things out for him.
Oh, I hope so. Would you like to dance? You know, Willie's not really a bad guy. It's just that right now...
Willie's already ruined tomorrow night for us.
Isn't that Jerry Mitchell from home?
I can't see that far without my glasses.
I wish you didn't have to leave tomorrow night.
So do I.
How was Palm Springs?
It was very nice. I stayed at the Riff Inn.
Didn't realize that the Midland Insurance was so generous with their expense accounts.
Oh, well, it was a big account.
Big enough to settle the family fortunes? Oh, I shouldn't kid you about that. You mean well, Jerry. We know that if you had it, you'd do just what you said you would. Did you settle the claim?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, I didn't. I have to go back again this weekend. I got a friend there who's in kind of a mess. Yeah, Willie's in quite a spot. His name's Willie. Well, now, where were we?
Jerry. I was afraid I wasn't going to see you again. Mother and Dad were talking about going home next week. You might have written.
Oh, well, I wanted to, but I didn't know what to say.
I'm not very good at letters either. Well, you're here now. Did you get your friend Willie all straightened out?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, he's in a worse mess than ever. He went to Las Vegas, and he met a girl that he knows he ought to forget about, but he can't.
Poor Willie.
Oh, poor Willie is right. A darn fool is leading a kind of a double life. You see, during the week, he pretends to be a hard-working businessman, but then on the weekends...
Jerry, it's nice of you, but you don't have to worry about your friends all the time. How long can you stay?
I have to go back tomorrow night.
Well, we'll make the most of it. Look, I have an appointment and some shopping to do. I want you to come along and drive my new car. It's wonderful.
Oh, I want to drive you a new car. Or whatever you want to do.
Oh, it's beautiful. think I'll sit in the back and see how it rides.
Oh, very well, Miss Yates. Is that comfortable, Miss Yates?
Yes, thank you.
Very well, Miss Yates. Now, where to, Miss Yates?
Home, Jerome.
Very good, madam.
It is Jerry Mitchell. I was almost sure it was.
Well, I suppose it's a wonderful thing for Jerry to do.
I don't like it. He's got to stop doing it. After all, he's a Mitchell.
Hi.
Oh, take it easy. There's the white sheep of the family now.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, everybody.
Jerry?
Now, what did I do?
Jerry, sit down a minute.
Jerry, when you first made your big pitch about helping pay off Dad's debt, well, we didn't take you seriously. We didn't think you were going to try to do it all by yourself. We thought you'd forget about it. But this Palm Springs business...
Palm Springs business.
The Bakers came back from their vacation.
The Bakers?
They saw you there.
Well, I told you I was spending my weekends there.
Yes, but you didn't tell us you were spending your weekends acting as a chauffeur for the daughter of the Yates Copper Works.
Chauffeur?
They saw you driving a car.
Well, yeah.
Jim and I have decided that if paying off this debt is so important that you'll work on your weekends, well, we'll do all that we can do. On one condition.
What condition?
Well, you give up your job as chauffeur.
And when you do, we'll match you dollar for dollar in keeping with your original request.
I think they're being quite fair, Jerry.
Is it a deal?
It's a deal.
Well, sport, what now?
What do you mean?
It's simple. Now that your brothers have shown that they'd rather help out than see you work to pay it all off yourself.
Yeah, but they misunderstood.
The important thing is that they exhibited the character we were so afraid of destroying in them.
So?
So, now you can pay off the whole thing by yourself, can't you?
Oh. Yeah, I suppose so.
How?
I don't know. Just give them a check, I suppose.
Well, they'll want to know where the money came from, and you can't tell them.
Well, I'll think of something. I'll give it to them somehow. What about that stock my father left?
It's worthless.
Well, I'll make it worth something.
You mean hand over your $1 million that way?
Well, that way they wouldn't know it was from me.
Well, what about Carol after you're broke?
She won't care. Will she?
I don't know, kid. That's your problem.
Yeah.
I've been looking all over the hotel for you.
Alan, what are you doing here?
We just flew down. Jerry, have I got news? You expecting somebody?
Well, yes, I am.
Well, listen, just take a moment. Guess what happened?
I can't imagine.
Well, you remember the stock that Dad left us.
Well, that's not worth a dime.
You know that, and I know that. But this joker didn't. He offered to buy it from us.
You're kidding.
Came like a bolt out of the blue. Jim and the girls are unpacking. We decided to celebrate. We're going to use the money to pay our share of the debts.
Oh, that's wonderful, Alan.
And we knew that feeling the way you did that you'd kick in with your third.
Sure, Alan, sure.
Good. I'll put in a call to the city and tell them to start paying off.
You do that.
Oh, right.
Who is that, Jerry?
Oh, that's my brother, Alan.
Oh, you never told me you had a brother.
I know, Carol. There are a lot of things I haven't told you. But I'm gonna start right now. Well, it's not easy to explain. You see, I just came down here to think things over. And at first, I thought I could do it. But then when they were so darn nice about it, I knew I couldn't keep it all for myself. And even if I am in love, I have to think about practical things like money.
Who's in love?
Well, I am, but I don't have any right to be because I gave away all my...
I'm in love, too.
Oh, but I can't afford to be.
Jerry, you won't believe this, Jerry. You just won't believe it.
Well, then tell me later, huh, Alan?
Jerry.
Carol, this is my brother, Alan.
How do you do?
He's fine. We'll see you later, huh, Alan?
Excuse me, miss. Jerry, I've got to tell you.
Excuse me? Alan, go away. I'm busy. Remember, you were young once yourself?
Look, I made that call to the city. You know what's going on down there?
It's raining, I suppose.
Remember that broker wanted to buy all the stock? Well, we were curious, so we checked up, and now we think we know why he wants to buy the stock.
You know why?
Yes. We talked to the plant manager. Well, he says that the Crescent Tool and Die Company, you know, they once tried to buy the place for nothing. Well, now that they found out that somebody bought all the stock and cleared up the bankruptcy, now they really want it. So they're offering us a really big, fat price. So after we've cleared up the debts, we'll be rich.
After we pay the debts? Now, where were we? Oh, yes, you said you were in love. And I said I was in love. So everything's all right.
What happened?
Well, I just heard from my friend Willie. You remember my friend Willie who was in such a jam? Well, everything's all right now. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, it's wonderful. Hello, Willie.
Hello.
Darling